Hey guys, and I'm here. And today, we're going to talk about some baseball stuff. We're going to talk about, I'm going to go on a Yankees rant.
I guess I'm going
We're
on
going
a
to talk
Mets rant.
and we're going to talk about MVP stats, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So, to start this off, obviously, we guys have watched. If you guys haven't seen or heard, if you're living under a rock, the Yankees are on a 5-game losing streak. 2 of which came from a Mariners series, which we ended up losing 2-1. We got swept by the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh.
And my personal thing is, the hitting has been good at times, then the pitching is bad, then the hitting's bad, and then the pitching's good. We just need consistency. All I ask as a Yankees fan is please be consistent for a week. Aaron Judge can't sit there and do everything. Rizzo, Stan, and Matt Carpenter have all gotten hurt now. We can't have Judge carry this team every game. It's just, we're not going to win that way. So there's that. The pitching's been bad. Boone's management at times is sometimes idiotic. Sometimes I look at the lineup, I'm just like, what is he throwing out there? Because it won't work. But man, does this team need to be better. But again, there's a lot of time for this Yankees team to get back to that winning ways. And having that big win against Seattle yesterday is huge, as they need that momentum to get them back. And again, the Astros are lurking. They're like a game back. You can't take the foot off the gas pedal. It's time to step it up. And, these next 3 games against Seattle these next 2 games against Seattle are going to prove dividends for what the Yankees want to do. What I also feel is, once we get Rizzo and Stan, your lineup is going to be a lot more fluctuated. Obviously, Carpenter had just gotten hurt. You don't know when he'll be back. Hopefully near mid-September with Sevy and all of them coming back. And again, I think this Yankees team could get better, and we could see a different team that we have seen in the past few days. But overall, I'm excited for the future, and hope that, maybe it's time to call someone up like Peraza, who is MLB ready and has been dominating in the minors. But that's my rant. It could have been longer than that, but I don't want to put any more too much more information out there. But that's where we stand on the Yankees.
Okay, so good rant. So for me, Mets, they have a lot of momentum right now. And I think I like one of the things I like about them the most is that they're so consistent. They've been always keeping up. They really haven't been on that a very big. I think the biggest losing streak they might have had 3 or 4 games, this entire year, and so they've just been very consistent. They've been putting up a lot of wins. I think they have around the same record as the Yankees, if not the same, right now.
Yeah.
And they're starting to catch up. Looks like, yeah. I mean, the Vogelback and Naquin. Even Darren Ruff, they've all been really good additions to the team. I'm kind of happy. Not that I don't like J.D. Davis, but I feel like him going to the Giants kind of works out better for the Mets because they got Ruff in return. So, and I feel like he's a good bat off the bench. So is Naquin and Vogelback, which have been pretty clutch this year. So even only being on their team for a few weeks, and I just feel that. Yeah, I feel pretty good about them. This Mets team this year, because in previous years, they haven't been too good. Yeah. They really haven't been, but this year, they're actually, they're one of the best, record-wise teams in the league.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I got, but. Also,
they've been playing good on. They're playing very consistent.
DeGrom's now back too. He had a dominant first appearance at Citi Field, he only went 6 innings. I feel like he could have been longer, but since he probably just got, since it was only his second start in, a year and a half, they probably just they wanted to conserve his arm.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling pretty confident, especially, DeGrom. But, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Okay, do you got anything to say? Or do you want to go, or do you want to jump
I'm agreeing with your Mets thing, though, yes. They're definitely playing much better the past few years. They're more consistent. I think you're going to see a different team when September and the end of this month rolls around. The Mets are not going to be an easy team to beat this year. It's a different Mets team than there had been in the past. And again, Darren Ruff, Vogelbach, and Naquin have all been great additions. So keep up that fight. And, hopefully you don't have to play the Padres or the Dodgers. And maybe you can get an easy out like the Cardinals or Brewers.
Yeah.
But now we're going to switch focus here. We're talking about some MVP stats. I know that's something someone recommended it to us. So we're going to do that.
Okay, so I
we're
guess...
talking about the AL and NL.
So I guess we're going to jump right into the NL because I have it pulled up right here. So obviously the leading NL MVP here is Paul Goldschmidt. He's been so dominant this year. Just listen to these stats. He's hitting .332 with 26 home runs and 84 RBIs. I feel like that's just truly incredible.
Yeah.
He's been so dominant. Nobody expected him to do this. So as much as he's hitting for contact and getting a bunch of hits with this .332 average, he's also has a lot of power. I mean, he has 26 homers with that .332 average. And he's just been very dominant for the Cardinals this year. Your thoughts?
Yep.
You agree?
Yes, he's definitely been very good. His defense is something that you're seeing come more live. He is playing at an MVP level. And hey, we talked about teams that we've gone up that in that NL. I think Paul Goldschmidt is, even if Pete Alonso struggles, I think even he could be MVP. But I like Goldschmidt's stats, and he's having one of those years.
I agree. I mean, he's probably having the best year of his career, if not one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming probably toward more the end of his career, and he's putting up, and it's impressive. He's putting up these good numbers. So, and also like you mentioned, even the defense is pretty good. He also plays he
made a nice catch against the Yankees yesterday, day before. So
yeah, so he's playing good defense. He's been playing at MVP. An MVP rate, and as long as he keeps this up, I do think he's going to be the NL MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, at the number 2 spot, in my opinion, for the MVP is Manny Machado. So he has been falling off and slacking a little bit in his past few weeks, but that doesn't mean he can't get back up there. I mean, right now, he's batting right now he's batting .289. But I know at one point he was batting .315, .310. He's also got 19 homers, 60 RBIs. I feel like he also plays decent defense. He has a really strong arm there at third base, if you've seen some of the plays. And I feel as if he starts heating up and Paul Goldschmidt starts coming down a little bit, starts getting a bit cold, I feel like he definitely has a chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Manning's always been one of those players that's streaky at times. You don't know what you're gonna get. His defense is good. It's decent, but he's not the best, third baseman of the world once Tatis comes back. But
Tatis isn't a third baseman.
What?
Tatis isn't a third baseman.
No, I said he's a shortstop.
Oh, okay.
Or they play him in the outfield. But as you said, Manny Machado, I think I agree with that. I think if you see Goldschmidt or Pete Alonso have a slow second half, that I think you could see a takeover with Manny Machado getting back up there. And again, this is the MVP race. everything happens. Players fall off a cliff when they come to a certain point. But you saw with Judge, he was on a little slump, and now he's getting back to that MVP form that we were all waiting for. But like you said, if Goldschmidt kind of slows down and doesn't do as good in this second half, Manny Machado might be the MVP. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. So, at my number 3 spot, this might seem a bit biased, but so right now I have Pete Alonso at number 3, and the reason why is because, I mean, he's hitting 280, 29 home runs, and 95 RBIs. He's been pretty clutch so far this year, especially with all the RBIs he's gotten. I feel like his defense is a bit underrated. I mean, he doesn't play the best defense, but he does make some slick plays over there at first base. I mean, like diving stops, you know?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, 280 average. It's been better. I mean, that's the highest average he's, like, ever gotten to. I feel like if he keeps getting base hits, if he, like, gets it up to, like, 290, even possibly 300, Goldschmidt slows down, I think he's got a chance. Because he's been heating up a lot. He wasn't at 280 for this entire year. He actually was a bit lower toward the beginning. So I totally think that he has a chance. Especially with the amount of RBIs he has. Like, 95 RBIs. I mean, besides Judge, which we'll talk about later, he has second most RBIs in the league and first in the NL by, like, a lot. And, yeah.
I definitely think that Pete Alonso can win MVP. As long as he does what he's doing, his power is incredible. Whenever do you see a first baseman hit like that, and the ball just goes like 50 feet? Oh, like 450 feet, max. But again, like you said before, Pete Alonso is doing things that some players couldn't. And again, and you're putting it in perspective. His defense is underrated. I don't think it's talked about. And again, I think you're gonna, if Goldschmidt struggles, Pete Alonso could win. I don't think it's any bias. I think it's just baseball. You're seeing what Alonso's doing every few games that he plays. He's going crazy. So if he keeps it up, and maybe Goldschmidt or Manny slows, I think Alonso has a chance to take it.
I agree. So now we're gonna move on to the AL, and at number 1, I think this one's pretty obvious. We have Aaron Judge, and I didn't even realize his batting average is this guy. He's hitting .303 with 44 home runs and 98 RBIs. That is incredible.
I'm going to talk about a stat that no one's talking about. That besides the home run, besides the RBI, besides the batting average, he's stolen 11 bases this year.
That's also pretty incredible.
And the Yankees, the difference between them and any other team is they were never stealing bags. They were never doing that. They never really paid that big of a dividend. But what we're seeing from Aaron Judge is a chance to make history happen. Beating a Yankees franchise record, hitting more home runs than Roger Maris, who I think he will. Some people are saying he'll fall short of it. I don't think he will. This dude is incredible. Since when has a player like Judge done this? And his defense at center field or right, put him anywhere, and this dude has a cannon. And I put him in left in MLB The Show, and he was good there too. So
yeah, so he has, I think also his defense is also, he plays very good defense.
Yep.
He has a cannon arm. He has a very good arm. He makes some diving plays, robbing home runs. I mean, he can do it all.
Yep, and I think he definitely deserves it. Now, is there an opportunity for Alvarez or Ohtani to catch up? Yes, there is a world where that could happen, or even a new player like Vladdy starts getting attention. But right now, Aaron Judge has control of this MVP, as long as he doesn't slow down and his offense keeps going, like, this dude, by the end of August, could have near mid 50 home runs. Like, that's what we're seeing from a guy like this. And again, I said this before, and I've been talking about Aaron Judge. Is like, people saying when healthy, this dude is arguably a top 5 player. I definitely think that this year, if Aaron Judge continues to pace, continues to do what he's doing, breaks history, he is automatically the MVP in the AL. But there's a lot of time left for Alvarez to catch up. There's a lot of time for anyone else to steal it from him. So we'll see what happens. But I think I have a feeling who the MVP is.
So, moving into number 2, we have Yordan Alvarez. 300 average, which is a lot higher than I thought. 30 home runs and 73 RBIs. So, I mean, they're actually, like, pretty impressive stats for Yordan. Your thoughts?
I definitely think they are impressive. Yordan Alvarez has a lot of power, and he is a great outfielder / DH. Whatever you do, this dude's clutch. He had a walk-off this year. He's doing it for Houston. And again, like I said this before, if Judge slows down, Yordan might have a chance, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, I know that was kind of quick, but we're kind of running out of time here on how many time we have on this meeting. Like, on the Zoom meetings, you have to pay for more. But, so we're going to move on to Ohtani, and we're going to do his pitching stats first. So, they're actually pretty good. So, he has a 283 average. 283 ERA. My bad. 2.83 ERA, which is pretty good. 152 strikeouts. It's okay. What are your thoughts? He has 9 wins, 7 losses.
He's on the Angels. That's kind of the problem here. But again, like, Ohtani is always just a crazy player. Since Babe Ruth, this dude is one of the best pitchers / hitters. This year, 283 ERA is really good. 152 strikeouts and obviously 9 wins and 7 losses. But Ohtani does it. Like, there's not one player that I've watched in the last few years that does what Ohtani does every single game he plays.
Yeah. So, moving on to his hitting stats. Right now, so he's batting .253, which is okay. He has 24 home runs, which is pretty good. I mean, last year he ended with 48. I'm kind of surprised last year he didn't get to 50. I think we all were, right?
Yeah.
Because he kind of died. He kind of slowed down with the home runs toward the end.
Yeah.
And he has 65 RBIs, which is pretty good, in my opinion. But I feel like, the thing also, just think about this. Everybody says, like, a lot of people say Ohtani's overrated, but he's, a good way to put it, he's batting like Nolan Arenado and pitching like Walker Buehler. Like, that's... Do you agree? Like, he's been doing, like, both, like, still pretty well. Like, he's been pretty dominant this year, like, both the ways. And
yeah,
he's just been crazy this year. You got anything else to say, or should we wrap this up?
I think Ohtani is a freak of nature. There's no one like him. He's could be the next Babe Ruth, and we might have a conversation on our hands. Who's better in the future, Babe Ruth or Ohtani? But I agree with where you're putting it at, and this is A&M. We thank you guys for tuning in. This is A&M, and we are signing off.
See ya.
Peace.